What if her silence isn't what it seems? You've stepped back, gone quiet, and stopped chasing. But instead of reaching out, she's gone silent too. Is she moving on, or is there something deeper unfolding in her mind? Beneath her composed exterior, a storm of emotions rages beyond her control. Every moment of your silence fuels her uncertainty, making her question everything. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll see this entire dynamic in a completely different light, and you'll hold the upper hand. Section 1. The Power of No Contact. Why women reflect your silence. When you stop texting and calling, it's more than just a gap in communication. It's a disruption of the established pattern. Relationships thrive on consistency, and when you pull back, it sends ripples through the connection. Modern women are well aware of the no-contact strategy. They've heard about it, witnessed it, and even applied it themselves. So, when you withdraw, her instinct isn't to panic, it's to match your silence. But this isn't indifference, it's about control. By mirroring your withdrawal, she's not letting emotions dictate her actions. She's testing you. She's trying to determine if your silence is genuine or just a strategic move. Is he truly moving on, or is this temporary? She's calling your bluff, but here's the real twist. While she appears composed, internally, she's anything but. Her mind is a whirlwind of questions. Why did he stop texting? Did I say something wrong? Has he lost interest? Section 2. The build-up of silence. How silence intensifies her thoughts. As the hours stretch into days, those questions don't disappear. They multiply. Her silence isn't about detachment, it's a defense mechanism, shielding her from vulnerability. But ironically, this very act draws her deeper into your frame of influence. The longer you hold your position, the more her curiosity, doubt, and emotions spiral. Silence isn't just a tactic, it's a psychological reset. It shifts the balance, making her feel your absence more profoundly than words ever could. Section 3. Women overthink more than you realize. The psychological storm. During no-contact, silence isn't an empty void. It's a breeding ground for thoughts, emotions, and insecurities. When you stop texting, her mind doesn't go blank. It turns into a battlefield of overanalysis. Initially, she might brush it off, convincing herself that you're just busy. But as time ticks by, her confidence starts to wane. What's he doing? Why hasn't he reached out? Is he losing interest? These thoughts aren't fleeting. They invade her mind at unexpected moments, growing louder with every passing hour. Women process emotions through connection. When that connection is abruptly severed, a psychological void forms. And the human brain detests voids. It rushes to fill them with assumptions, scenarios, and overthinking. She replays your last conversation, dissecting every word, wondering if she misstepped or if someone else has entered the picture. The longer the silence persists, the heavier her thoughts become. It's like a snowball rolling downhill, gaining momentum and weight until it's impossible to ignore. And all the while, you remain in control of the dynamic. Section 4. The role of social media in no contact. Why she checks your socials more than you think. In today's world, social media is the ultimate silent communicator. The moment you withdraw, the first place she turns to for clues is your online presence. She's not just scrolling, she's searching for answers. Is he happy? Who is he with? What's he up to? Every post, every story, every update becomes a puzzle piece in her mental game. If you're out with friends, she scrutinizes the background. If you post a gym selfie, she wonders if you're leveling up. If you post nothing at all, that's when the intrigue reaches its peak. Here's where the real advantage lies. What you choose to share or withhold shapes her perception of you. A subtle glimpse of you thriving signals confidence and self-assurance. But complete silence, that drives her imagination into overdrive, making her fill in the blanks with her own insecurities. Used strategically, social media becomes a tool to amplify your presence without direct communication. Section 5. The scarcity effect. Why less is more. Scarcity makes you more valuable. One of the strongest psychological triggers in human behavior is scarcity. People place higher value on what is rare and take for granted what is always available. When you're constantly texting, calling, and chasing, your presence becomes predictable. She knows you'll always be there, so there's no urgency to reciprocate. But when you pull back, everything shifts. Your absence creates a void, and suddenly, your attention isn't guaranteed. This scarcity makes her realize just how much she relied on you. She starts missing the texts she once received, the conversations you used to have, and the connection you once shared. This isn't about playing games, it's about restoring balance. By creating scarcity, you reinforce the value of your time and energy. And when something is valuable, it becomes desirable. Section 6. Her ego can't handle rejection, how silence challenges her confidence. In today's world, women receive a constant stream of validation, likes, comments, DMs, and compliments. This steady flow of reassurance keeps their confidence high. But when you suddenly withdraw, you cut off that supply. At first, she might dismiss it. He'll text me eventually. But as time passes and that message never comes, doubt creeps in. She's used to being pursued, to having men seek her attention. Your silence disrupts that expectation and forces her to confront an unfamiliar feeling: rejection. Rejection isn't just a dent in her ego, it's a wake-up call. It makes her question her control over the situation. Did I push him too far? Did I misread his interest? These doubts chip away at her confidence, and suddenly the roles begin to reverse. Instead of you chasing her, she now feels the urge to prove herself. She wants reassurance that she still holds your attention, that she hasn't lost you, and that, my friend, is where the real power lies. Final thoughts. Mastering the no-contact dynamic. When you stop texting, her reaction isn't as simple as moving on. It's far more intricate. Behind her silence is a whirlwind of emotions, doubts, and overthinking. Every moment she spends analyzing your absence deepens her emotional investment. Your patience is your greatest asset. Most men cave under the pressure, assuming silence means disinterest. But in reality, silence is the seed that grows curiosity, longing, and desire. By holding your ground, you shift the dynamic entirely. Instead of seeking validation, you become the one she can't stop thinking about. And that, right there, is the key to turning the tables in your favor. Section 6. The emotional roller coaster. You trigger silence isn't just a strategy. It's an emotional journey. When you withdraw, you're not merely stepping back. You're creating a space where her emotions take the lead. And trust me, they don't remain steady for long. At first, she may appear unaffected, telling herself, "He's probably just busy. I'm fine." But as time stretches on, that initial indifference starts to crumble. From frustration to doubt. Her once calm demeanor turns into frustration. Why hasn't he texted yet? Frustration then morphs into self-doubt. Did I do something wrong? Is he seeing someone else? But the emotional roller coaster doesn't stop there. It only picks up momentum. Doubt spirals into regret. She replays every past interaction, analyzing every word and moment, searching for clues. Did I push him away? Should I have been more responsive? And just when she thinks she's figured it out, regret evolves into curiosity. Curiosity takes over now. She wonders what you're up to, why you're so composed, and whether you've already moved on. But this isn't a passing thought. It becomes a relentless loop in her mind, one she can't escape. Here's what's key. Women dislike emotional uncertainty. They seek reassurance and stability, and your silence removes both. The longer you remain quiet, the longer she stays trapped in this emotional whirlwind, increasing the likelihood that she will reach out just to regain a sense of control. Section 7. Walking away. Why it makes you the prize. Choosing to walk away isn't just about creating distance, it's about shifting the power dynamic. Many men fear losing her, so they cling to the connection, constantly seeking her approval. But stepping away, that requires confidence, and confidence changes everything. Why walking away is powerful. When you walk away, you send a clear message. I know my worth, and I won't settle for anything less than mutual respect. This isn't arrogance, it's self-respect. It signals that you are not desperate for her validation, and that change in energy makes you stand out. Women are naturally drawn to men who value themselves. By walking away, you prove that you're not afraid to lose her, and that shifts the balance. You become the prize, the one she now has to work for, the one she doesn't want to let go of. Most men hesitate to walk away. They cling, chase, and settle for less. But by stepping back, you set yourself apart. You become the rare man who truly understands his value, and that rarity makes you irresistible. Section 8. Letting go, the key to creating value. Many men resist letting go, fearing that doing so means losing her for good. But the truth is, letting go is what actually makes her see your worth. What happens when you let go? When you stop chasing, you stop feeding her ego. The reassurance she once received from your attention disappears, and suddenly there's a void. Here's what unfolds. She realizes your attention isn't guaranteed. She starts to question whether she took you for granted. She feels the weight of your absence and begins to crave your presence. Letting go isn't about playing mind games. It's about showing that your happiness doesn't depend on her. It's about prioritizing your well-being and maintaining your peace of mind. And when she recognizes that strength, she's forced to reevaluate everything. The moment you truly let go is the moment the power dynamic shifts. You're no longer the one seeking validation. She is. Section 9. The moment she realizes she's losing you. In every no-contact scenario, there comes a point where it finally hits her. She's losing you. This realization isn't immediate. It builds gradually, growing stronger with each day of silence. When it finally hits her, at first, she brushes it off. He'll come back. He always does. But as days turn into weeks, that confidence erodes. She begins to feel the emptiness left by your absence, and it becomes impossible to ignore. This is when she starts to reflect. She remembers the good times, the way you made her feel, the connection you shared. These memories don't just make her miss you, they make her regret losing you. How she tries to reconnect. When she realizes she's losing you, everything shifts. At first, she may test the waters with subtle signs, a random text, a like on your post, or a comment on something you shared. But as her emotions intensify, her efforts become more pronounced. She doesn't just want to reconnect, she needs to. This is why patience is crucial. By staying composed and confident, you give her the space to realize what she's losing. And when that moment comes, she will do whatever it takes to win you back. Section 10. The shift from indifference to desire. When no contact begins, she may appear indifferent. She carries on, posts on social media, and acts as if she's completely unbothered. But this indifference is merely a facade. The reality of her emotional shift. While she may seem unaffected outwardly, internally, your silence is beginning to take effect. Initially, she convinces herself that she's fine. I don't need him. But over time, that confidence wavers. She begins to notice the absence, the texts she used to receive, the way you made her laugh, the shared moments that once felt so natural. These memories don't just remind her of you, they magnify the void you've left behind. From curiosity to obsession. That's when curiosity takes over. What is he doing? Who is he with? Why is he so calm? And as curiosity grows, it evolves into desire. Suddenly, she doesn't just want to reach out, she has to. She wants to understand, reconnect, and close the emotional gap your silence has created. This shift, from indifference to curiosity, from curiosity to desire, is the essence of no contact. By remaining silent, you don't just create distance, you create space for her emotions to develop. And the longer you hold firm, the more powerful those emotions become. Conclusion: mastering the no-contact game. By now, you should see the true power of silence. It's not about manipulation. It's about allowing her to feel the effects of your absence and come to her own realizations. Most men fail because they panic and break the silence too soon. But those who remain patient and confident are the ones who truly shift the dynamic. If this insight resonated with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Consider becoming a member for exclusive content and strategies that will give you the edge. See you in the next one. This content is intended for motivational and self-improvement purposes only. It is not intended to promote manipulation, emotional detachment as a means of control,